All right, explain this to me one more time. If it's 100 miles from here to Atlanta, and if I go 60 miles an hour, if you go 80 miles an hour, it's not 100 miles to Atlanta, right?
No, because you're going faster than the speed limit, which is faster than 60 miles per hour, which shortens the mileage because you're going faster than where you're supposed to be going.
So how fast would it be if you're going 80 miles an hour? How long would it?
How many miles?
How many miles would it be?
How many is 60?
100.
So it's like 50.
It'd be
50 miles to Atlanta if you go 80 miles per hour.
and if you go 40 miles an hour to Atlanta,
Ooh, that's a hard one.
It's 100 miles.
But it's 100 miles at 60.
We're not talking about 60.
okay. So if you go 40 miles an hour to Atlanta, it's 100 miles.
Yeah,
If you go 80 miles an hour to Atlanta, it's 50 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, now what about if you go to North Carolina? What about if it's 100 miles to North Carolina?
100 miles.
Yeah, if it's 100 miles to North Carolina.
Then if you go 100 miles per hour, you get there in like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Because 10 times 10 is 100.
Do you know why they call it miles per hour? Do you know why they call it miles per hour?
Yeah, I don't know how I got my driver
because
license.
because
I don't
100
know how you're
miles
still
per
alive.
hour, you'll be there
Okay.
in an hour.
If it's 100 miles to Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
and you go 50 miles an hour,
Okay.
it would take you 2 hours to get there.
No,
If-
because 50 times 2 is not 100. It would take you 200.
50 times 2
If-
100? Why are you timesing anything?
Don't you time your speed by the miles and then divide your miles by the hour?
No. Do you know what the MPH means on
you
your
know what
dash?
she said? If you were going to 100,
No, mine just
100
jumps all the
miles,
time.
Miles per hour.
Okay.
If you're going 80
This is
miles
over.
per hour, and